In this chapter, we learned all about audio within the Unity game engine. We started by simply talking about audio in general, talking about the difference between background music, soundtracks, and sound effects. We looked at the three key pieces to making audio work in Unity. Those key pieces are the audio listener, the audio source, and the audio clip. From there, we talked about how we import audio assets into Unity. We talked about the various audio clip file formats and import settings. Once we imported some audio, we then looked at how to play that audio with the audio source component. We learned all about 2D audio and 3D audio. As a reminder, 2D audio is audio that plays at the same volume regardless of the distance from the listener to the source. 3D audio, however, will change in volume, and possibly even pitch if you're using the Doppler effect, as the audio listener moves around relative to the audio source. We also learned how we can listen to our audio in the scene view without needing to play our scene first. Once we explored the fundamentals of audio, we moved on to slightly more complex audio. We started by learning about audio mixers. Audio mixers are a way of feeding several simple audio sources into a much more complex pattern. They resemble very much virtual soundboards. We learned how audio mixers can have snapshots and audio groups, and how those audio groups can be nested. After that, we learned about audio effects. We saw how we can add audio effects as components to game objects that also have audio source components. From there, we learned how to add audio effects to audio mixer groups. You'll recall that audio effects are not applied directly to a mixer, but the audio groups that make up the mixer. After you were familiar with complex audio in Unity, we then set out to implement audio into the Zombie Toys project. We started by configuring the audio mixers we'd be using in the project, and then we implemented some sound effects. We added hurt and defeated audio to an enemy and to the player, and then we added a lightning bolt zap effect to our lightning bolt attack, and a minor lightning explosion sound effect to our lightning hit game object. Finally, we wrapped up by adding the background music to the Zombie Toys project. We saw just how much we can change the sound of our background music, and how we can use the duck volume to make the other sound effects in our game really pop and stand out. Finally, we took the game for a spin and saw how completed audio can really enhance the overall experience of playing a game.